All the other vices try to hitchhike on a high that's pure and holy. Something sweet lingers in the air. Nothing covers up a sin like heaven. Take another drag, we'll get you back. I have easy ways you can imagine. Step out on the porch and feel the breeze. Welcome all the anxious minds, I'll catch yours. Carry it farther through a dream. Anniversaries and due dates and a funeral. All the things that get you on the road. I wrote things in my mind I sang 1,000 times. The images that taught me how to love. I'll listen for you every time I sing.
This play is called Our Town. It was written by Thornton Wilder, produced at Trinity Academy, year 2025, in Wichita, Kansas. The name of our town is Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, just across the Massachusetts line. Latitude, 42 degrees, 40 minutes. Longitude, 70 degrees, 37 minutes. The first act shows a day in our town. The day is May 7, 1901. The time is just before dawn. You can see some streaks of light there over in the east, behind our mountain. The morning star always gets wonderful bright, a minute before it has to go, doesn't it? Well, I'd better show you how our town lies. Up here is Main Street. Way up there is the railroad station, tracks the that way. Polish towns across the tracks, and some Canuck families. Over there is the Congregational Church. Across the street is the Presbyterian. Methodist and Unitarian are over there. Baptist is down in the hollow by the river. And the Catholic Church is over beyond the tracks. Here is our town hall and post office combined. Jail's in the basement. Ryan once made a speech from these very steps here. Along here is a row of stores, hitching posts and horse blocks in front of them. First automobile's gonna come along in about 5 years. Belonged to Banker Cartwright, our richest citizen. Lives in the big white house up on the hill. Here's the grocery store, and here's Mr. Morgan's drugstore. Most everybody in town manages to look into these two stores once a day. This is our doctor's house, Doc Gibbs. This is the back door. There's some scenery, for those who think they have to have scenery. And this is Mrs. Gibbs' garden. Corn, peas, beans, hollyhock, heliotrope, and a whole lot of burdock. In those days, our newspaper came out twice a week. Grover's Corner Sentinel. And this is Editor Webb's house. This is Mrs. Webb's garden. Just like Mrs. Gibbs, only it's got a whole lot of sunflowers too. Right here is the big butternut tree. Nice town. You know what I mean? Nobody very remarkable ever come out of it, so far as we know. The earliest tombstones in the cemetery say 1670, 1680. They're Grovers and Cartwrights and Gibbs and Herzeys. Same names as are around here now. Well, as I said, it's about dawn. The only lights on in town are in a cottage over by the tracks, where Polish mothers just had twins, and in the Joe Carl house, where Joe Jr. is getting up so as to deliver the paper, and in the depot, where Shorty Hawkins has just flagged 5:45 for Boston. Naturally, out in the country, all around, lights have been on for some time. Well, with the Miltons and so on. Townspeople sleep late. So, another day's begun. There's Doc Gibbs coming down Main Street, coming back from that baby case. There's Joe Carlton, and there's his wife, Mrs. Gibbs, coming downstairs to get her breakfast. Doc Gibbs died in 1930. New hospital's named after him. Mrs. Gibbs died first. Long time ago, in fact. She went out to visit her daughter, Rebecca, who married an insurance man in Canton, Ohio, and died there. Pneumonia. But her body was brought back here. She's up there in the cemetery now, and with a whole mess of Gibbs and Herseys. She was Julia Hersey before she married Doc Gibbs in the Congregational Church over there. In our town, we like to know the facts about everybody. There's Mrs. Webb, coming downstairs to get her breakfast too. There's Doc Gibbs, got that call at 1:30 this morning. And here comes Joe Carl Jr., delivering Mr. Webb's Sentinel.
Morning, Doc Gibbs.
Morning, Joe.
Something been sick, Doc?
A pair of twins, born over to Mrs. Goroslawski's.
Do you want your paper now?
Yes, I'll take it. Anything serious going on in the world since Wednesday?
Yes, sir. My teacher, Miss Foster's getting married to a fellow over in Concord.
I declare. Well, how do you boys feel about that?
Well, of course it's none of my business, but I think if a person starts out to be a teacher, she ought to stay one.
How's your knee, Joe?
Fine, Doc. I never think about it. It's only like you said. It always tells me when it's going to rain.
What's it telling you today? Going to rain?
No, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Knee ever made a mistake?
No, sir.
I want to tell you something about that boy Joe Carl there. Joe was awful bright. Graduated from high school here, head of his class. So, he got a scholarship to Massachusetts Tech. Graduated head of his class there, too. It's all wrote up in the Boston paper at the time. And to be a great engineer, Joe was. But the war broke out, and he died in France. All that education, nothing.
Giddy up, Bessie. What's the matter with you today?
Here comes Howie Newsom, delivering the milk.
Morning, Doc.
Morning, Howie.
Somebody sick.
A pair of twins over to Polish town.
Twins, eh? This town's getting bigger every year.
Going to rain, Howie?
No, fine day. That'll work through.
Hello, Bessie. How old is she, Howie?
Going on 17. Bessie's all mixed up about the route. Ever since the Lockhart stopped taking the quart of milk every day. She wants to leave him a quart just the same. Keeps scolding me the whole trip.
Good morning, Howie.
Morning, Miss Gibbs. Doc's just coming down the street.
Is he? Seems like you're late today.
Yes, something went wrong with the separator. Don't know what was. Doc?
Howie?
Children, time to get up.
Come on, Bessie.
George, Rebecca. Everything all right, Frank?
Yes, I declare, easy as kittens.
Bacon will be ready in a minute. Sit down and drink your coffee. You can catch a couple hours sleep this morning, can't you?
Mrs. Wentworth's coming in at 11. I know what it's about, too. Her stomach ain't what it ought to be.
All told, you won't get more than 3 hours sleep. Frank Gibbs, I don't know what's going to become of you. I do wish I could get you to go away someplace and take a rest. I think it would do you good. Wally! Emily, it's 7 o'clock. Time to get up. I declare, you have got to speak to George. Something's come over him lately. He's no help to me at all. Can't even get him to chop me some wood.
Is he sassy to you?
No, he just whines. All he ever thinks about is that baseball. George, Rebecca, you've been late for school. George!
George, look sharp. Yes, Paul. Didn't you hear your mother calling you? I guess I'll go upstairs and get 40 winks.
Wally, Emily, you'll be late for school. Wally, you wash yourself up good or I'll come up and do it myself. Mom, what dress shall I wear? Don't make a noise. Your father's been out all night and needs to sleep. I washed and ironed the blue gingham for you special. Oh, I hate that dress.
done it, and it brought him a fortune.
Now, children, I won't have it. Breakfast is just as good as any other meal, and I won't have you two gobbling like wolves. It'll stunt your growth. That's a fact. Put away your book, Bulleigh.
Oh, Mom, I said it once, and I know all about Canada.
You know the rules well as I do. No books at the table. As for me, I'd rather my children be healthy than smart.
I'm good, Mama. You know I am. I'm the brightest girl in school for my age. I've got a wonder woman.
Eat your breakfast.
I'm bright too, and I'm looking at my stamp collection.
I'll speak to your father about it when he's rested. Seems to me 25 cents a week is enough for a boy your age. I declare, I don't know how you spend it all.
Oh, Mom, but I got a lot of things to buy.
Strawberry phosphates. That's what you spend it on.
I don't see how Rebecca comes to have so much money. She has more than $1.
I've been saving it up gradual.
Well, dear, I think it's a good thing to spend some every now and then.
Mama, do you know what I like most in the world? Do you? Honey.
Eat your breakfast.
Who's this guy? I gotta go. Hurry.
Walk fast, but you don't have to run.
Hey, Wally.
Hey, George.
Bulleigh, pull your pants up at the knee. Stand up straight, Emily. Tell Miss Foster I sent her my best congratulations. Can you remember that?
Yes,
You
Mom.
look real nice, Rebecca. Pick up your feet.
Bye.
Here, chick, chick, chick. No, go away, you. Go away. Here, chick, chick, chick. Now what's the matter with you? Fight, fight, fight. That's all you do. You don't belong to me. Now where'd you come from? Oh, now don't be scared. No one's going to hurt you. Good morning, Myrtle. How's your cold? Well, I still get that tickling feeling in the back of my throat. I told Charles I didn't know if I'd go to choir practice tonight. Wouldn't be any use. Have you tried singing over your voice? Yes, but I can't do that and stay on key. While I was resting myself, I thought I'd string some of these beats. Let me help you. Beats have been good this year. I've decided to put up 40 quarts if it kills me. The children say they hate them, but I notice they're able to get them down all winter. Now, Myrtle, I have got to tell you something, because if I don't tell someone, I'll burst. Why, Julia, here, give me some more of those beats. Myrtle, did one of those second-hand furniture men from Boston come to see you last Friday? No. Well, he called on me. First I thought it was a patient wait to see Dr. Gibbs. He wormed his way to my parlor, and Myrtle, he offered me $350 for grandmother Wentworth's highboy as I'm sitting here. Julia Gibbs did! Oh, that old thing. I was so big, I didn't know where to put it, and I almost gave it to cousin Esther Wilcox. Well, you're going to take it, aren't you? I don't know. You don't know? Julia Gibbs, what's come over you? $350? Well, if I could get the doctor to take the money and go away someplace on a real trip, I'd sell it that way. You know, Myrtle, it's been the dream of my life to see Paris, France. Oh, I don't know, it sounds crazy, I suppose, but for years I've been promising myself that if I ever had the chance. Well, what does the doctor say about it? Well, I did beat about the bush a little, and I told him that if I ever got a legacy, that's the way I put it. I'd make him take me somewhere. What did he say? Oh, you know how he is. I haven't heard a serious word out of him since I've known him. No, he says it might make him discontented with Grover's Corners to go traipsing about Europe. Better let well enough alone, he says. Every 2 years he makes a trip to the battlefields of the Civil War, and that's a treat enough for anybody, he says. Well, Mr. Webb just admires the way Dr. Gibbs knows just about everything about the Civil War. Mr. Webb has got a good mind to give up Napoleon and move on over to the Civil War. Only Dr. Gibbs, being the greatest expert in the country, just makes him despair. Oh, it's a fact! Dr. Gibbs is never so happy when he's at Antietam or Gettysburg. The times I walked over those hills, Myrtles, looking at every bush and pacing it all out, like we're going to buy it. Well, if that second-hand man is really serious about buying it, Julia, you sell it. And then you'll get to see Paris, all right? Just
Thank you, ladies. Thank you very much. Now we're going to skip a few hours. But first, we want a little more information about the town. Kind of a scientific account, you might say. So, I've asked Professor Willard of our state university to sketch in a few details of our past history here. Is Professor Willard here? May I introduce Professor Willard of our state university? A few brief notes, thank you, Professor. Unfortunately, our time is limited.
Rover's Corners. Now let me see. Rover's Corners lies on the old Pleistocene granite of the Appalachian Range. I may say it's some of the oldest land in the world. We're very proud of that. A shelf of Devonian basalt crosses it with vestiges of Mesozoic shale and some sandstone outcroppings. But that's all more recent, 5,000, 6,000 years old. Some highly interesting fossils have been found. I may say unique fossils. 2 miles out of town in Cyrus Peckham's cow pasture. They can be seen in a museum in our university at any time. That is at any reasonable time. Shall I read some of Professor Gruber's notes on the meteorological situation, mean precipitation, etc.?
Afraid we won't have time for that, Professor. We might have a few notes on the history of man here.
Oh, yes. Anthropological data. Early Amerindian stock. Cotahatchee tribes. No evidence before the 10th century of this era. Now entirely disappeared. Possible traces in 3 families. And migration toward the end of the 17th century of English brachiocephalic blue-eyed stock. For the most part, since then some Slav,
And the
Mediterranean.
population, Professor Willard.
Within the town limits, 2,640.
Just a moment, Professor.
Oh, yes, indeed. The population at the moment is 2,642. The postal district brings in 507 more, making a total of 3,149. Mortality, birth rates, constant. By McPherson's gauge, 6.032.
Thank you very much, Professor. We're all very much obliged, I'm sure.
Not at all, sir. Not at all.
Right this way, Professor, and thank you. Now, the political and social report. Editor Webb. Oh, Mr. Webb.
Charles will be out in a moment. He cut his hand while eating an apple.
Thank you, Mrs. Webb.
Charles! Everybody's waiting!
Mr. Webb is publisher and editor of the Grover's Corner Sentinel. That's our local paper, you know.
Well, I don't have to tell you that we're run here by a board of selectmen. All males vote to the age of 21. Women vote indirect. We're lower middle class, sprinkling of professional men, and 10% illiterate laborers. Politically, we're 85% Republican, 6% Democrat, 3% Socialist, rest indifferent. Religiously, 85% Protestant, 12% Catholic, rest indifferent.
Have you any comments, Mr. Webb?
Very ordinary town, if you ask me. A little quieter than most, perhaps a lot duller, but our young people seem to like it here well enough. 90% of them graduating from high school settle down right here to live, even when they've been away to college.
Is there anyone in the audience who would like to ask Editor Webb anything about the town?
Is there much drinking in Grover's Corner?
Well, man, I don't know if you'd call it much. Saturday nights, the farm hands go down to Ellery Greeno's stable in Hollis Sun. We have one or two town drunks, but they're always having remorses when an evangelist comes to town. No, ma'am, I'd say liquor ain't a regular thing at home here, except in the medicine chest. Right good for a snake bite, you know. Always was.
Is there anyone in town where
Come aboard, will you? Where we can all hear you. Now, what were you saying?
Is there anyone in town aware of social injustice and industrial inequality?
Oh, yes, everyone is. Something terrible. Seems like everyone spends their time talking about who's rich and who's poor.
Then why don't they do something about it?
Well, I don't know. I guess we're all looking for a way that the diligent and sensible can rise to the top, and the lazy and quarrelsome can sink to the bottom. But it ain't easy to find. So we do the best that we can to help those that can't help themselves, and those that can, we leave alone. Any other questions?
Mr. Webb, is there any culture or love of beauty in Rover's Corners?
Well, ma'am, there ain't much, not in the sense you mean. Although, come to think of it, that we've got some girls that play piano at high school commencement, but they ain't happy about it. No, ma'am, there ain't much, but this may be the place to tell you we've got a lot of pleasures of a kind here. We like the sun coming up over the mountain in the morning. We know a lot about the birds. We pay a lot of attention to them. And we watch the change of the seasons. Yes, everyone knows about those. But you're right, man. Those other things, there ain't much. Robinson Crusoe, and the Bible, Handel's Lago, we all know those. And the Whistler's Mother. Those are just about as far as we go.
So I thought. Thank you, Mr. Webb.
Thank you, Mr. Webb. We're going to get back to the town. It's early afternoon. All 2,642 have had their dinners, and all the dishes have been washed. There's an early afternoon calm in our town, a buzzing and a humming from the school buildings. Only a few buggies on Main Street. The horses dozing at the empty coast. You all remember what it's like. Doc Gibbs is in his office, tapping people and making them say, and Mr. Webb over there is cutting his lawn. One man in 10 thinks it's a privilege to push his own lawnmower. No, sir, it's later than I thought. There are children coming home from school now.
I can't, Lois. I've got to go home and help my mother. I promise.
Emily, walk simply. Who do you think you are today?
Papa, you're terrible. One minute you tell me to stand up straight, and the next minute you call me names. I just don't listen to you.
Golly, I never got a kiss from such a great lady before.
Excuse me, Mrs. Forrest.
Go out and play in the fields, young man. You've got no business like baseball on Main Street.
Awfully sorry, Mrs. Forrest. Hello, Emily.
Hello.
That was a fine speech you made in class today.
Well, I was really ready to make a speech about the Monroe Doctrine, but at the last minute, Miss Corcoran made me talk about the Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time on both of them.
Gee, it's funny. From my window up there, I can just see your head. Nights when you're working late on your homework.
Why, can you?
You certainly do stick to it, Emily. I don't see you can sit still that long. Well, I guess you like school.
Well, I just always feel it's something you have to go through.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, really. It passes the time.
Emily, what do you think we might set up some sort of telegraph system from your one on mine? And if I get stuck on one of those algebra problems, you can give me a hint. No, not the answer, of course, just a hint or two.
Oh, well, I think hints are allowed. So, if you get stuck, George, you whistle at me, and I'll give you a hint.
Emily, you're just naturally bright, I guess.
I figure that it's just a way a person's born.
Yeah, well, you see, I want to be a farmer. And Uncle Luke says I can come start working on his farm anytime. And if I'm good, well, I can just gradually have it.
You mean the house and everything?
Yeah. Well, it was nice talking to you. I better be getting off to the baseball field. Good afternoon, Mrs. Webb.
Good afternoon, George.
Goodbye, Emily.
Bye, George.
Emily, come over here and help me string these beans for the winter. George Gibbs let himself have a real conversation, didn't he? Why, he's growing up. How old would George be?
I don't know.
Well, he's got to be about 16.
Mama, I made a speech in class today, and I was very good.
You must recite it to your father at supper. What was it about?
The Louisiana Purchase. It was like silk off of school. I'm going to make speeches all my life. Mama, are these big enough?
Try and get them a little bigger if you can.
Mama, will you answer me a question? Serious?
Seriously, dear, not serious.
Seriously? Of course I will. Mama, am I good looking?
Of course you are. All my children have got good features. I'd be ashamed if they hadn't.
Oh, Mama, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, am I pretty?
Yes, I already told you. Yes. You have a nice, young, pretty face. Never heard of such foolishness.
Oh, Mama, you never tell us the truth about anything.
I am telling the truth.
Mama, were you pretty?
Yes, I was, if I do say so myself. I was the prettiest girl in town, next to Mamie Cartwright.
But, Mama, you've got to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get anybody, to get people interested in me?
Emily, you make me tired. That is enough of that. Now come along and bring those beans with you.
Oh, Mama, you're no help at all.
Thank you, thank you. That is it. We'll have to interrupt again here. Thank you, Mrs. Webb. Thank you, Emily. There are some more things we want to explore about this town. You see, I think this is a good time to tell you that the Cartwright interests have just begun building a new bank in Grover's Quarters. Having forgotten for the marble, sorry to say. And they asked a friend of mine what they should put in the cornerstone where people did a gun 1,000 years from now. We're putting in a copy of the New York Times and a copy of the World Sentinel, putting in a Bible and a Constitution of the United States and a copy of William Shakespeare's plays. What do you think, folks? What do you think? You know, Babylon once had 2 million people inside it. And all we know about them are the names of some kings and some copies of wheat contracts. And contracts for the sale of slaves. Yet, every night, all his family sat down to supper, and the father came home from his work. And the smoke went up in the chimney. Same as here. And even in Greece and in Rome, all we know about the real lives of the people is what we can piece together, the joking poems and the comedies written for the theater back then. So I'm going to have a copy of this play put in the cornerstone, so that people 1,000 years from now know a few simple facts about us, or the Lindenberg Plight, the Treaty of Versailles. See what I mean? So, people 1,000 years from now, this is the way we were in the provinces north of New York at the beginning of the 20th century. This is the way we were in our growing up, and in our marrying, and in our living, and in our dying. Well, a good deal of time's gone by. It's evening. You can hear choir practice going on in the Congregational Church. The children are at home doing their schoolwork. The day is running down, like a tired clock.
Now look here, everybody. Music come into the world to give pleasure. Now again. Get it out of your heads. The music's only good
The third?
Why, yes, George. That's the easiest of them all.
Oh, I don't see. Can you give me a hint?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The answer's in yards.
In yards?
In square yards.
Oh, in square yards.
In square yards of wallpaper.
Wallpaper. Oh, I see. Thanks, Emily.
You're welcome. My, isn't the moonlight terrible? And with choir practice going on, I think if you hold your breath, you could hear the train all the way down to Pontuca. Hear it?
What do you know?
Well, I better go back and try to work.
Good night, Emily.
Good night, George.
Now, before I forget it, how many of y'all can come down to Fred Hersey's wedding this Tuesday afternoon and sing? Come on, show your hands. That'll be fun. That'll be right nice. Now, do art thou wearing, art thou languid? It's a question, ladies and gentlemen. Make it talk.
Make yourself comfortable, George. I'll only give you a minute. George, how old are you?
Well, I'm 16, almost 17.
What do you want to do after school's over?
Well, you know, I want to go work on Uncle Luke's farm.
And you'll be willing, won't you, to milk and feed the stock? And you'll be able to hoe and hay all day?
Well, of course. What do you mean?
Well, George, when I was in my office today, I heard a funny sound. What do you think that was? It was your mother chopping wood. There you see your mother getting up early, cooking meals all day long, washing and ironing, and she still has to go to the backyard and chop wood. I suppose she just got tired of asking you. She just gave up and decided it was easier to do it herself. And you eat her meals, and you wear the clothes she keeps nice for you, and then you run off and play baseball, like she's some hired girl we keep around the house, that we don't like very much. Well, I knew all I had to do was draw your attention to it. Here's a handkerchief, son. George, I've decided to raise your spending money 25 cents a week. Not, of course, for chopping wood for your mother, because that's a present you give her, but because you're getting older, and I suppose there are a lot of things you might find to do with it.
Thanks, Paul.
Let's see, probably Rebecca would feel like she ought to have some more too. Wonder what could have happened to your mother. Choir practice never was as late as this before.
It's only 8:30, Paul.
I don't know why she's in that old choir anyway. She hadn't any more voice than an old crow tracing around the streets this time of night. About time you retired, don't you think?
Good night, Martha. Good night, Mr. Foster. Good night, Julia.
Good night. I'll tell Mr. Webb. I know he wants to put it in the paper. My slate.
Good night, Irma.
Real nice choir practice And Dr. Ferguson knows too. And if Dr. Ferguson can keep him on there in his job, the only thing the rest of us can do is just not to notice it.
Not notice it, but it's getting worse.
No, it isn't, Luella. It's getting better. I've been in that choir twice as long as both of you, and it doesn't happen near as often. My, I hate to go to bed on a night like this. The children will be sitting up till all hours. Good night, Luella. Good night, Luella. Can you get home safe, Luella?
It's as bright as day. I can see Mr. Soames scowling out the window now. You'd think we'd been to a dance the way the men folk carry on.
Well, we had a real good time.
You're late enough.
Why, Frank? It ain't any later than usual.
And you stopping at the corner to gossip about hens.
Now, don't be grouchy, Frank. Come and smell the heliotrope in the moonlight. Isn't that wonderful? What'd you do all the time I was away?
I read, as usual. What were the girls gossiping about tonight?
Oh, believe me, Frank, there is something to gossip about.
Simon Stinson far gone, was he?
Worst I've ever seen him. How will that end, Frank? Dr. Ferguson can't forgive him forever.
I suppose I know more about Simon Stinson's business than anyone in this town. Some people ain't made for the small town life. I don't know how that'll end, but there's nothing we can do but just wait and see what will happen. Come, get inside.
No, not yet. Frank, I'm worried about you.
What are you worried about?
I think it's my duty to make plans for you to get a real rest and change. And if I get that legacy, I'm going to insist on it.
Now, Julia, there's no sense in going over this again.
Oh, Frank, you're just unreasonable.
Come on, it's getting late. First thing you'll know, you'll catch a cold. I gave George a piece of my mind tonight. I reckon you'll have your wood shots. For a while, anyway. No, start getting upstairs.
Always so many things to pick up, seems like. No, Mrs. Fairchild locks her front door every night. All those people up that part of town do.
They're all getting cinified, that's the trouble with them. They haven't got anything fit to burgle and everybody knows it.
Rebecca, use your own window. You always spoil everything.
Well, let me look just a minute.
Use your own window.
I did, but there's no moon there. George, you know what I think? I think the moon's getting nearer and nearer, and there'll be a big explosion!
Rebecca, you don't know anything. If the moon were getting nearer, then the guys who sit up all night on their telescopes would have told us by now, and it would have been all in the newspapers.
George, is the moon shining on South America, Canada, and half of the whole world?
Well, probably is.
9:30. Most of the lights are out. No, there's Constable Ward patrolling Main Street. And here comes Editor Webb, after putting his newspaper to bed.
Good evening, Will.
Evening, Mr. Webb.
Quite a moon.
Yep.
Been any trouble tonight?
Simon Stinson is rolling around a little. Just saw his wife come out to hunt for him. And on the other way. There he is now.
Good evening, Simon. Town seems to have settled down tonight pretty well. Yes, good evening, Simon. Town seems to have settled down tonight pretty well. I guess we had better do the same. Yeah, I walk away from people. Good night.
I don't know how that's going to end, Mr. Webb.
We've seen a peck of trouble, one thing after another. Oh, Bill, if you see my boy smoking cigarettes, would you give him a word for it? He thinks a lot of you, Bill.
I don't think he smokes no cigarettes, Mr. Webb. Leastways, not more than 2 or 3 a year.
I hope so. Good night, Bill.
Good night, Mr. Webb.
Who's that up there? Is that you, Myrtle?
No, it's
in bed?
I don't know. I just can't sleep yet. The moonlight's so wonderful, and the smell of Mrs. Gibbs' heliotrope. Can you smell it?
Yes. Have any troubles on your mind, Emily?
Troubles, Papa? No.
Very well. Good night, Emily.
Good night, Papa.
But don't let your mother catch you.
I never told you about that letter Jane Crawford got from her minister when she was sick. He wrote Jane a letter, and on the envelope, the address was like this. It said, Jane Crawford, the Crawford Farm, Grover's Corners, Sutton County, New Hampshire, the United States of America.
What's so funny about that?
But listen! It's not finished. The United States of America, continent of North America, Western Hemisphere, the Earth, the solar system, the universe. Mind God. That's what it said on the envelope.
What do you know?
Yep, and the postman brought it just the same.
What do you know?
That's the first act, friends. Summers and winters have cracked the mountains a bit more, and the rains have brought down some of the dirt. Some babies that weren't even born before have begun talking regular sentences, and a number of people who thought they were bright, young, and spry have noticed they can't mount a flight of stairs like they used to, without the heart fluttering a little. All that can happen in 1,000 days. Nature's been pushing and trying in other ways too. A number of young people fell in love and got married. Mountain got bit away a few fractions of an inch. Millions of gallons of water by the mill. Here and there, a new home was set up under a roof. Almost everybody in the world gets married. You know what I mean? In our town, there aren't hardly any exceptions. Almost everybody climbs into their graves married. The first act is called daily life. This next one is love and marriage. There's another act coming after this one, and I reckon you can guess what that's about. So, it's 3 years later. It's 1904. It's July 7th, just after high school commencement. That's the time most of our young people jump up and get married. As soon as they finish their last examinations in solid geometry and Cicero's orations, looks like they suddenly feel themselves fit to be married. It's early morning. Only this time, it's been raining, pouring and thundering. Mrs. Gibbs' garden and Mrs. Webb's here, drenched. All his bean poles and pea vines, drenched. All yesterday over there on Main Street, the rain looked like curtains being blown along. It may begin again, any minute. There, you can hear the 5:45 from Boston. And here's Mrs. Webb and Mrs. Gibbs coming down the stairs to make breakfast, just as though it were an ordinary day. Now, I don't have to point out to the ladies in my audience that the women who they see before them, both of those women cook 3 meals a day, one of them for 20 years, and the other for 40, and no summer vacation. They brought up 2 children apiece, washed, cleaned the house, and never a nervous breakdown. It's like what one of those Middle West poets said. You've got to love life to have life. You've got to have life to love life. It's what they call a vicious circle.
Giddy up, Bessie.
Here comes Howie Newsom, delivering milk. And there's Ike Carl, delivering Mr. Red Sentinel, like his brother before him.
Morning, Howie.
Morning, Si. Anything in the papers I ought to know?
Nothing much, except we're losing about the best baseball player Grover's Corners ever had, George Gibbs.
Reckon he is.
He can hit and run bases, too.
Yep, mighty fine ball player. Whoa, Bessie, I guess I can stop and talk if I have a mind to.
I just don't see how you give up a thing like that just to get married. Did you, Howard?
Can't tell, Si. Never had no talent that way. You're early, Bill. See if there's anything I can do to prevent a flood. The roof's been right there all night. Si Crowell's all worked up here about George Gibbs retiring from baseball. Yes, sir. That's the way it goes. Back in '84, we had a player not even George Gibbs could touch. Named him Payne Todd. Went down to Maine and became a parson. A wonderful ball player. Well, how does it relate to you? Oh, take that. I think maybe he'll clear up for good.
Good morning, Howie. Do you think it's going to rain again today?
Morning, Miss Gibbs. It rained so heavy, I think maybe he'll clear up.
I certainly hope it will.
How much did you want today?
I'm going to have a house full of relations, Howie. Looks to me only 3 million to agree.
My wife said to tell you how you both will be very happy, Miss Gibbs. No, they will.
Thanks a lot, Howie. Tell your wife I hope she gets there to the wedding.
Yeah, she'll be there. She'll be there if she can. Morning, Miss Webb.
Good morning, Mr. Newsom. I know I asked you for 4 quarts of milk, but I hope you can spare me another.
Yes, and 2 of cream.
Will it start raining again, Mr. Newsom?
I was just telling Miss Gibbs I know I may lined up. Miss Newsom told me to tell you how we both are looking very happy, Miss Webb. No, they will.
Thank you, and thank Mrs. Newsom, and we plan on seeing you both at the wedding.
Yes, we hope to get there. Couldn't miss that. Come on, Bessie. Well, Ma, the day has come. You're losing one of your ticks.
Oh, Frank Gibbs, don't you say another word. I feel like crying every minute. Sit down and drink your coffee.
The groom's up there shaving himself. Only there ain't an awful lot to shave. Whistling and singing like he's glad to leave us. Every now and then he'll say, I do read the beard, but it don't sound very convincing to me.
I declare, Frank, I don't know how to get along. I've arranged his clothes and seen to it he's put on warm things. Oh, Frank, they're too young. Emily won't think of such things. He'll catch his death of cold within a week.
I was remembering my wedding morning, Julia.
Don't start that, Frank Gibbs.
I was the scaredest young fella in the whole state of New Hampshire. I thought I'd make a mistake for sure. And when I saw you coming down the aisle, I thought you were the prettiest girl I'd ever seen. Only trouble was I'd never seen you before. There I was in the Congregational Church marrying a total stranger.
And how do you think I felt? Frank, weddings are perfectly awful things. Farces, that's what they are. Here, I made you something.
Why, Julia Hurd, French toast.
Tain't hard to make. I had to do something.
How'd you sleep last night, Julia?
Well, I heard a lot of the hours struck off.
Yes. I get a shock every time I think of George setting out to be a family man, that great gangling thing. I tell you, Julia, there's nothing so terrifying in this world as a son. The relationship between a father and the son is the darndest, awkwardest...
Well, mother and daughter's no picnic, let me tell you.
They'll have their troubles, I suppose, but there's nothing we can do about that. Everyone's got a right to their own troubles.
Yes, people are meant to go through life 2 by 2. Take natural to be lonesome.
Julia, do you know one of the things I was scared of when I first married you?
Oh, go along with you.
I was scared we wouldn't have conversation more than last us a few weeks. I was afraid we'd run off and eat our meals in silence, that's a fact. Well, you and I have been conversing for 20 years now without any noticeable bearing spells.
Well, good weather, bad weather. Take very choice, but I always find something to say. Did you hear Rebecca stirring upstairs?
No. Only day of the year Rebecca is ordering everyone's business around up there. She's hiding in her room. I got the impression she's crying.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, this has got to stop! Rebecca! Rebecca, come and get your breakfast! Rebecca! Oh dear, where is she? Rebecca? Want some more?
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Only 5 more hours left to live.
I'll let you in a moment out of the way, but you know I can't ask you in.
Why not?
You know as well as I do, George. The groom can't see his bride on his wedding day, not outside of the church.
That's just a superstition. Good morning, Mr. Webb.
Good morning, George.
Mr. Webb, you don't believe in that superstition, do you?
There's a lot of common sense in superstitions, George.
Millions follow the George, and you don't want to be the first to fly in the face of custom.
How is it?
Oh, she hasn't woken up yet. Haven't heard a sound out of her.
Emily's asleep.
No wonder. We were up till all hours sewing and packing. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do. You sit here and have some coffee with Mr. Webb, and I'll go upstairs and make sure Emily doesn't come down the storm. There's some bacon too, but don't be long about it.
Oh, George, how are you?
I'm fine. Mr. Webb, what sense could there be in a superstition like that?
Well, you see, George, on her wedding morning, the girls' heads apt to be full of clothes and one thing or another. Don't you think that's just about it?
Yes. I never thought of that.
The girls apt to be a mite nervous on her wedding day.
Wish a fellow could get married without all this marching up and down.
Every man that's ever lived has felt that way about it, George, but it's never been any use. It's the women folk who built up weddings, my boy. For a while now, they've had it all their own. A man looks pretty small at a wedding, George. All those good women standing shoulder to shoulder, making sure that knot's tied in a mighty public way.
But you believe in it, don't you, Mr. Webb?
Oh, yes. Now don't get me wrong, George. Marriage is a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing, George. Don't you forget that.
No, sir. Mr. Webb, how old were you when you got married?
Oh, well, you see, I'd been to college and taken some time to settle down, but Mrs. Webb, she wasn't much older than what Emily is. Age hasn't got much to do with it, George, not compared with other things.
What were you going to say, Mr. Webb?
Oh, was I going to say something? Never. George, I was thinking last night of some advice that my father gave me when I got married. Charles, he said, you have to start her early by showing her who's boss. Best thing to do is to give an order, even if it don't make sense, just so she'll learn to obey. And, he said, if anything about your wife irritates you, her conversation or anything, just get up and leave the house. Then she'll know you're serious. And, he said, never let your wife know how much money you have. Never.
Well, Mr. Webb, I don't think I could.
So, I took the opposite of my father's advice, and I've been happy ever since. Never to ask advice on personal matters from anyone. George, are you going to raise chickens on your farm?
What?
Are you going to raise chickens on your farm?
Well, Uncle Luke's never been much interested, but I was thinking
You
that
see, a book came across my desk the other day on the philo system of raising chickens. I've been thinking of beginning in a small way in the backyard, getting one of those
Charles?
incubators myself.
Are you talking about that old incubator again? I thought you two were talking about something important.
Well, Merle, if you'd like to give the boy some good advice, maybe I can go upstairs and leave you alone with it.
George, Emily sends her love, but she has to come down and eat breakfast. She sends her love, but doesn't want to lay eyes on you. Goodbye!
Goodbye.
Well, Merle, I guess you forgot about that even older superstition.
What do you mean, Charles?
Since the cavemen, no bridegroom could see his father-in-law on the day of the wedding, or near it. I remember that.
Thank you very much, Mr. and Mrs. Webb. Now I have to interrupt again here. You see, we want to know how all this began. This wedding, this plan to spend a lifetime together. I'm awfully interested in how big things like that begin. You know how it is. You're 21 or 22, and you make some decisions. Then wish 70, you've been a lawyer for 50 years, and that white-haired lady at your side has eaten over 50,000 meals with you. How do such things begin? George and Emily are going to show you the conversation now they first had when they knew that, as the saying goes, they were meant for each other. But before they do that, I want you to try to remember what it was like when they were very young. And particularly, when you first were in love. You were like a person sleepwalking. You didn't quite see the street you were in. You didn't quite hear everything that was said to you. You're just a little bit crazy. Will you remember that, please? Now, they'll be coming out of high school at 3 o'clock. George has just been elected president of the junior class. And as it's June, that means he'll be president of the senior class all next year. And Emily's just been elected secretary and treasurer. I don't have to tell you how important that is. Yes, there they are, coming down Main Street now.
I can't, Louise. I've got to go home. Oh, Ernestine, can you come over tonight and do Latin? Isn't that sister the worst thing? Tell your mother you have to. Goodbye. Goodbye, Helen. Goodbye, Fred.
Emily, can I carry your books home for you?
Why, thank you. It isn't far.
Excuse me a minute, Emily. Say, Bob, if I'm late, go ahead and start without me, and give Herb a few of those long high ones.
Goodbye, Lizzie.
Goodbye, Lizzie. I'm awfully glad you were elected too, Emily.
Thank you.
Emily, why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
You've been treating me awfully funny lately.
Well, since you asked me, George, I might as well say it right out. Goodbye, Miss Corcoran.
Goodbye, Miss Corcoran. Say what?
Well, I don't like the whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
A change? What do you mean?
Well, up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot, and I used to watch you as you did everything because we've been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time at baseball, and you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore. Not even to your own family you didn't. And George, it's a fact. You've gone awful conceited and stuck up, and all the girls say so. They may not say so to your face, but that's what they say about you behind your back. And it hurts me to hear them say it, but I've got to agree with them a little. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings, but I can't be sorry I said it.
No, Emily, you stick to it. I guess I just never realized that such a thing was coming over me. I guess it's hard for a fellow not to have false treatment in his character.
I always expect a man to be perfect, and I think he should be.
Well, I don't think it's possible to be perfect, Emily.
Well, my father is, and as far as I can see, your father is. So there's no reason on earth why you shouldn't be too.
Well, I feel it's the other way around. That men aren't actually perfect, but the girls are.
Well, you might as well know right now that I'm not perfect. It's not as easy for a girl to be perfect as a man because we girls are more nervous. Now, I'm sorry I said all that about you. I don't know what made me say it.
Emily!
Now, you can see it's not the truth at all, and I suddenly feel it's important anyway.
Emily, would you like any ice cream soda or something before you go home?
Why, thank you. I will.
Hello, Stu. How are you? Good afternoon, Mrs. Slocum.
Hello, George. Hello, Emily. What'll you have? Why, Emily, what? What have you been crying about?
She just awful shook it up. She almost got ran over that hardware store wagon. Everyone says that Tom Huckins drives like a crazy man.
Well then, you take a drink of water, Emily. I tell you, you've got to look both ways before you cross Main Street these days. It gets worse every year. Now, what will you have?
I'll have a strawberry phosphate. Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
No, have an ice cream soda with me. 2 strawberry ice cream sodas, Mr. Morgan.
2 strawberry ice cream sodas. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are 125 horses in Grover's Corners. This minute I'm talking to you. State inspector was in here yesterday. Now they're bringing in these automobiles. The best thing to do is to just stay home. Why? I can remember when a horse would go to sleep all day in the middle of Main Street and nothing come along to disturb him. There they are. Enjoy them. Yes, Mrs. Ellis. What can I do for you?
They're so expensive.
No, Emily, don't you think about that. We're celebrating our election. And then you know what else I'm celebrating?
No.
I'm celebrating that I have such a good friend that tells you what Offie told me.
George, please don't think of that. I don't know why I said it. It's not true.
No, Emily. I'm glad you spoke to me like that. But I'm going to change so quick. You'll see, I'm going to change. Emily, can I ask a favor of you?
What?
While I'm away at agricultural school, will you write me a letter every once in a while?
I certainly will. I certainly will, George. It certainly seems like being away 3 years, you'd start to get out of touch with things. Maybe letters from Grover's Corners wouldn't be so interesting after a while. Grover's Corners is a very important place when you think of all New Hampshire, but I think it's a very nice town.
The day would never come when I wouldn't want to know all that's happening here. I know that for sure.
Well, I'll try to make my letters interesting.
You know, Emily, every time I talk to a farmer, they all say the same thing.
Why, George?
That agricultural school really isn't that important. I mean, you can learn all that you need to know out of the pamphlets that the government sends out every month.
My.
And, like you said, being away, all that time, exploring new places, and meeting new people, well, if anything like that can happen, I guess I don't want to go. Emily, I guess you're as good as the friends I've got, and I don't want to go away and explore all those new places.
But, George, what if it's very important for you to go and learn all that about cattle judging and soils and those things? Of course, I don't know.
Emily, I'm going to make up my mind right now. I won't go. I'll tell Paul about it tonight.
But, George, I don't see why you have to decide right now. It's a whole year away.
Emily, I'm glad you spoke to me about that fault in my character. But one thing you said about me was not right. You said for a year that, well, I haven't been noticing anyone. And you, for instance, I've always thought about you as one of the chief people that I thought about. I would always check to see if you were sitting in the bleachers and who you were sitting with. And for 3 days now, I've been trying to walk home with you. But yesterday, you walked with Miss Corcoran.
Why, George, life's awful funny. How could I have known that? Why?
Emily, I'm going to tell you why I won't go. I feel that once you find someone you're very fond of, and someone who's just as fond of you, I mean, enough to care about your character, well, I think that's just as important as college, if not even more so. That's what I think.
I think that's awfully important too.
Emily?
Yes, George?
Emily, if I do change, would you be, could you be?
I am now. I always have been.
Well, I guess this is important talk we've been having.
Yes. Yes.
I'll walk you home in just a second. Mr. Morgan, I'm awfully sorry. I left my money at home, but I'll be right back.
Why, George Gibbs, you need to tell me that you...
Yes, you can forward my gold watch in the meantime.
That's all right, George. Keep your watch. I'll trust you.
I'll just be 5 minutes.
I'll trust you 10 years, George. Not a day over. Got it all your shop.
Yes, Thank you, Mr. Morgan. It was nothing.
I'm ready.
Well, now we're ready to get on with the wedding. Now, there are a lot of thoughts that go on during a wedding, and there are a lot of things to be said about a wedding. We can't put all into one wedding naturally, and especially not a wedding at first quarters, where they're often lame and short. In this wedding, I play the minister. That gives me the right to say a few more things about it. For a while now, the play gets pretty serious. You see, some churches say that marriage is a sacrament. I don't quite know what that means, but I can guess. It's like what Mrs. Gibbs said earlier. People are made to live 2 by 2. This is a good wedding, naturally, but even at a good wedding, people are so put together, there's a lot of confusion way down deep. And we thought that ought to be in our play too. The real hero of the scene is on stage doll, and you all know who that is. It's like what one of those European fellows said. Every child born into the world is nature's attempt at a perfect human being. Well, we've seen nature pushing and contriving for some time now. We all know that nature's interested in quantity, but I think she's interested in quality too. That's why I'm in the ministry. And we can't forget all the other witnesses at the study. The ancestors. Millions of them. Most of them set out to live 2 by 2 also. Millions of them. Well, that's all my sermon. It wasn't very long anyway.
I don't know why I should be crying. Suppose there's nothing to be crying about. It came over me at breakfast. There was Emily sitting and eating her breakfast, just as she's done for 17 years, and now she's going to be eating it at someone else's house. I suppose that's it. Oh, I've just got to say it. There's something downright cruel about sending our girls into marriage this way. I hope her friends taught her a thing or two. I couldn't bring myself to say anything. It's cruel, I know, but I went into it blind as a bat myself. The whole world's wrong. That's what's the matter. There they come.
And George!
There's a death!
Don't discuss the scene, big boy!
All right, that'll do. There used to be a lot of that kind of thing at weddings in the olden days. Rome and later. We're more civilized now, so they say.
Mom, I don't want to grow old. Why is everyone pushing me so?
Well, George, you wanted it.
Mom, listen.
No, George. Man now.
Mom, listen to me. For the last time, all I want to do is be a fellow.
What, George? Anyone should hear you. Stop. What? You're a man now.
Where's Emily?
George, it gave me such a time.
Cheer up, Mom. Get married.
Has my first a minute?
Mom, you say Thursday nights. Every Thursday night, Emily and I are coming over for dinner. You'll see. Mom, why are you crying? Come on, we've got to get ready for this.
I've never felt more alone in my entire life. smile just as I am? Let's go away.
No, Senator, you mustn't think that.
But Papa, don't you remember what you used to say all the time? You used to say all the time that I was your girl. There must be lots of places we can go. I'll work for you at your house.
Emily, now stop. George, would you come here a minute? You're marrying the best fellow in town. George is a fine fellow. George, I'm giving my daughter away. Will you protect her?
Mr. Webb, I want to. I want to try. Emily, I love you. I need you.
Well, if you love me, then help me. All I want is someone to love me.
I will, Emily. Emily, I'll try.
And I mean forever. Do you hear? Forever and ever.
They're waiting for us. No, you know, it'll be all right.
Do you, George, take this woman, Emily, to be your wedded wife? Have to hold for Richard.
Perfectly lovely wedding. Loveliest wedding I ever saw. Oh, I do love a good wedding, don't you? Doesn't she make a lovely bride?
I do.
And do you, Emily, take this man, George, to be your wedded husband? To have to hold for Richard?
Don't know when I've seen such a lovely wedding, but I always cry. I don't know why it is, but I always cry. I just like to see young people happy. Oh, I think it's lovely.
I married over 200 couples in my day. Do I believe in it? I don't know. In marries in. Millions of them. The cottage. The go-kart. A Sunday afternoon drives in the Ford. The first rheumatism. The grandchildren. The second rheumatism. The deathbed. The reading of the will. Once in 1,000 times. It's interesting. Well, let's have Mendelssohn's wedding march.
I always say, happiness, that's the great thing. The important thing is to be happy.
That's the second act, friends. 10 minutes intermission. This time, 9 years have gone by, friends. Summer 1913. Gradual changes taking place in growers' quarters. Horses are getting rarer. Farmers come to town with boards. Everybody locks their house doors at night now. Ain't been any burglars in town yet, but everybody's heard about them. You'd be surprised, though. On the whole, things don't change much around here. This is certainly an important part of growers' quarters. It's on a hilltop, a windy hilltop. Lots of sky, lots of clouds, often lots of sun and moon and stars. Yes, beautiful spot up here. Mountain laurel and lilacs. I often wonder why people want to be buried in Woodlawn or Brooklyn, when they might pass the same time up here in New Hampshire. Over here are the old stones, 1670, 1680. Strong-minded people that come a long way to be independent. Summer people walk around the tombs in the graves, laughing at the funny birds on them. It don't do any harm. And genealogists up from Boston get paid by city people for looking up their ancestors. I guess that don't do any harm either. Wherever you come near the human race, you'll find there's layers and layers of nonsense. Over here are some Civil War veterans. Iron flags on their graves. New Hampshire boys had a notion that the Union ought to be kept together, though they'd never seen more than 50 miles of it themselves. All they knew was the name, friends. United States of America. United States of America. And they went and died over it. This here is the new part of the cemetery. Here's your friend, Mrs. Gibbs. And let me see. Here's Mr. Simpson, organist at the Congregational Church. And Mrs. Stones, who enjoyed the wedding so, you remember. And a whole lot of others. And then a Rubb's boy, Wallace. His appendix burst while he was on a Boy Scout trip to Crawford Notch. Yes, an awful lot of sorrow, sort of widened down here. Time, sunny days, and rainy days, snow. They're all up here in a beautiful place, and we're coming up here ourselves when our fit's over. Now, there's some things we all know, but we don't take them out and look at them very often. Everybody knows that something is eternal, and that something has to do with human beings. And it ain't houses, and it ain't names, and it ain't the earth, and it ain't even the stars. Everybody knows in their bones something is eternal. All the greatest people have been telling us that for over 5,000 years. And yet, you'd be surprised at how often people are losing hold of it. There's something way down deep in every human being that's eternal. Now, you know as well as I do, the dead don't stay interested in us living people very long. Gradually, they lose their hold on the earth. And the ambitions they had, and the pleasures they had, and the things they suffered, and the people they loved, they get weaned away from the earth. And that's the way I put it. Weaned away. And all that time, they slowly grow indifferent to what's going on in growers' quarters. They're waiting. They're waiting for something that they feel is coming. Something important and great. Aren't they waiting for the eternal part of them to come out clear? Some of the things they'll say, maybe they'll hurt your feelings. That's the way it is. Husband and wife, mother and daughter, enemy and enemy, money and miser, all those terribly important things sort of grow pale around here. And what's left when memory's gone? And your identity, Mrs. Smith? Well, there are some living people. There's Joe Stoddard, our undertaker, supervising the main grave. And here's Grover's quarters boy, the left tackle from out west.
Good afternoon, Joe Stoddard.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me see now. Do I know you?
I'm Sam Craig.
Gracious sakes alive! Of all people, I should have known you'd be back at the funeral. You've been away a long time, Sam.
Yes, I've been away for 12 years now. I'm in business out in Buffalo now, Joe, but I was in the East when I got news of my cousin's death, so I thought I'd combine things a little and come see the old home. You look well.
Yes, can't complain. Very sad our journey today, Samuel.
Yes.
Yes. I always say I hate to supervise when a young person is taken. They'll be here in a few minutes now. I had to come here early. My son's supervisor went home.
Old Farmer McCarty. I used to do chores for him after school. He had the Lumbago.
Yes. We brought Farmer McCarty here a number of years ago now.
Why, this is my Aunt Julia. I forgot that she, of course.
Yes. Doc Gibbs lost his wife 3 years ago, about this time. And today's another pretty bad blow for him too.
That's my sister Carrie's boy. Sam Craig.
I'm always uncomfortable there here.
Simon.
Did they choose their own verses much, Joe?
No, not usual. Mostly the bereaved big verse.
Doesn't sound like my Aunt Julia. There aren't many of those Hersey sisters left now. Let me see. I want to see my father and mother's.
Over there with the Crays. Avenue F.
He was organist at the church, wasn't he? Drank a lot, we used to say.
Nobody was supposed to know about it. He'd seen a peck of trouble. Took his own life, you know.
Oh, did he?
Hung himself in the attic. They tried to hush it up. Of course, it got around. He chose his own epitaph. You can see it there. An 8th verse exactly.
Why, it's just some notes of music. What is it?
Oh, I want to know. It was wrote up in the Boston papers at the time.
Joe, what did she die of?
Who?
My cousin.
Oh, didn't you know? She had some trouble bringing a baby into the world. It was her second, though. There's a little boy about 4 years old.
The grave's gonna be over here.
Yes, there ain't much more room over here among the Gibsons. So they're opening up a whole new gift section over mine for me. You'll excuse me now. I see they're coming.
Who is it, Julia? My daughter-in-law, Emily Webb. I declare, the road up here must have been awful muddy. What did she die of, Julia? Childbirth. Childbirth? I'd forgotten all about that. My, wasn't life awful and wonderful?
Wonderful, was it?
Simon, now remember.
I remember Emily's wedding. Wasn't it a lovely wedding? And I remember her reading the class poem at graduation exercises. Emily was one of the brightest girls ever graduated from high school. I heard Principal Wilkins say so time after time. I called on them at their new farm, just before I died. Perfectly beautiful farm.
It's on the same road we lived on.
Yep, quite smart farm.
soon return here.
Don't do it, Emily.
Emily, don't. It's not what you think it'd be. But I won't live over a sad day.
I'll choose a happy one. I know. I'll choose the day I first knew I loved George. Why should that be painful?
You not only live it, but you watch yourself living it. And as you watch, you see the thing that they, down there, never know. You know what's going to happen afterwards.
But is that painful? Why? That's not the only reason why you shouldn't do it. Emily, when you've been here longer, you'll see that our life here is to forget about all those things and look only to what's ahead and be ready for what's ahead. When you've been here longer, you'll understand. But Mother Gibbs, how could I ever forget that life? It's all I know, it's all I had.
Emily, it isn't wise. Really isn't.
But it's a thing I must know for myself. I'll choose a happy day anyway. No! At least, choose an unimportant day. Choose the least important day in your life. It'll be important enough. Well, then, it can't be since I was married, or since the baby was born. I could choose a birthday at least, can't I? I choose my 12th birthday.
All right, February 12th, 1899, a Tuesday. Do you want any special kind of day?
Oh, I want the whole day?
We'll begin at dawn. You remember, it was snowing for several days, and then stopped the day before, and they'd begun clearing the roads. It's about dawn.
Oh, look! There's Main Street. There's the Thornton's drugstore before he changed it. There's the livery stable.
Yes, it was 1899. This is 14 years ago.
Oh, that's the town I knew as a little girl. Oh, and there's the old white picket fence that used to be around our house. Oh, I've forgotten that. Oh, I love it so. Are they inside?
Yes, your mother will be coming downstairs to make breakfast soon.
Will she?
And do you remember, your father had been away for several days. He had come back on the early morning train.
No.
He had been away to visit his college through western New York at Clinton to make his speech.
I hope there's Howie Newsom. There's our police officer. But he's dead. He died.
Whoa, Bessie. Morning, Bill.
Morning, Howie.
You're up early.
Been resting a party darn near Bassett down by Bulleigh down there. Got drunk and lay on the sturgis. That was in bed when I shook him.
Why, there's Joe Crowell.
Morning, Mr. Warren. Morning, Howie.
Children, Wally, Emily, it's time for breakfast. Mama, I'm here. Oh, how young Mama looks. I didn't know Mama was ever that young. You can come and dress by the kitchen fire if you'd like, but hurry. Good morning, Mr. Newsom. It's cold.
10 below by my barn, Miss Webb.
Think of it. Keep yourself wrapped up. Mama, I can't find my blue hair ribbon anywhere. I laid it out on the dresser for you special. If it were a snake, it would bite you. Open your eyes. Yes.
Good morning, Bill.
Morning, Mr. Webb. You're up early?
Yes, just been back to my old college in New York State. Been any trouble here?
Well, I was caught this morning to rescue a Polish fellow. Darn near froze yes, he was.
It was good in the paper.
'Twasn't much.
Papa.
Good morning, Mother.
Good morning, Charles. How was it?
Oh, fine. Everything all right here?
Nothing happened special that I can think of. Been right cold. Howie Newsom says it's 10 below over by his barn.
Yes, well, it's colder than that at Hamilton College. Students' ears have fallen off. It ain't Christian. Paper had any mistakes in it?
None that I noticed. Coffee's ready to go. Charles, don't forget, it's Emily's birthday. Did you remember to get her anything?
Oh, yes, I've got something. Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
Oh, Charles, you can see her at breakfast. She's slow enough as it is. Children, I don't want to tell you again. I can't bear it. your Aunt Carrie. And I bet you couldn't guess who the postcard album is from. I saw it on the doorstep this morning when I brought in the milk. George Gibbs. Must have come over in the cold pretty early to come drop it off. Right next to him. Oh, George. I'd forgotten that. Chew your bacon good and slow. It'll help keep you warm on a cold day. Mama, why can't you just look at me 1 minute as though you really saw me? 14 years have gone by. Mama, I'm dead. You're a grandmother, Mama. I married George Gibbs, Mama. Wally's dead too. His appendix burst on the camping trip to North Conway. We felt just terrible about it, don't you remember? And just for a moment, we're together. Or just for a moment, we're happy. Let's look at one another. That's in the blue paper, something I found in the attic among your grandmother's things. You're old enough to wear it now, and I thought you'd like it. My Mama, it's lovely, and it's just what I wanted. Well, I hope you'd like it. Wally has a present for you, too, but I had to search all over for that. Your Aunt Carrie couldn't find one in Concord, so I had to send it all the way to Boston. Wally made his presents in manual training class, and he's very proud of it. Your father has a surprise for you, too, but don't know what it is myself. Here he comes.
Where's my girl? Where's my birthday girl?
I can't. It all goes so fast, I don't have time to look at anything. I never realized. So all was going on and I never noticed. Take me back up the hill to my grave. But first, wait. One more look. Goodbye. Goodbye, world. Goodbye, Grover's Corners. Mama and Papa. Goodbye to clocks ticking and Mama's sunflowers and food and coffee and newly ironed dresses and hot baths. And sleeping and waking up. Oh, Earth, you're too wonderful for anyone to realize you. Do any human beings ever realize life as they live it? Every minute?
No. The saints and poets, they do some.
I'm ready to go back. Were you happy? No. I should have listened to you. That's all human beings are, is just blind people. Look, it's clearing up. The stars are coming out. Oh, Mr. Stimson, I should have listened to them.
Yes. Now you know. Now you know. That's what it was to be alive. To move about in a cloud of ignorance. To go up and down, trampling on the feelings of those about you. To spend and waste time as though you had a million years. To always be at the mercy of one self-centered passion or another. Now you know. That's the happy existence you wanted to go back to. Ignorance and blindness.
Simon Stimson, that ain't the whole truth and you know it. Emily, look at that star. Forgot its name. My boy Joel was a sailor. He knew them all. He used to sit on the porch evenings and tell them all by name. Yes, sir. It was wonderful.
The star is mighty fine company.
Yes, yes, 'tis.
Here's one of them coming.
That's funny. To make time for one of them to be here right now.
Goodness sakes.
Mother Gibbs, it's George.
body could believe it, but that's what he used to say. Millions of years.
Goodness, that ain't no way to behave.
He ought to be home.
Mother Gibbs? Yes, Emily. They don't understand, do they? No, they don't understand.
Almost everybody's asleep in Grover's Corners. Yes, Shorty Hawkins, down at the depot, has just watched the Alum train go by. And at the delivery stable, somebody's sitting up late and talking. Yes, it's clearing up. There are the stars, doing their old crisscross journey in the sky. Scholars haven't settled the matter yet, but they seem to think there are no living beings up there. Just chalk or fire. Only this one is straining away all the time to make something of itself. Straining so bad that every 16 hours, everybody lies down and gets a rest. $11 in Grover's Quarters. You get a good rest too. Good night.
Try to hitchhike on a high that's pure and holy. Something sweet lingers in the air. Nothing covers up a sin like heaven. Take another drag, we'll get you back. I have easy ways you can imagine. Step out on the porch and feel the breeze. Welcome all the anxious minds, I'll catch yours. Carry it farther through a dream. Anniversaries and due dates and the funeral. All the things that get you on the road. I wrote things in my mind I sang 1,000 times. The images that taught me how to love. I'll listen for you every time I sing. I'll listen for you every time I sing. A rhyme that carries over everything. A time that somehow left me incomplete. A rhyme that carries over everything. A time that somehow left me incomplete. It was all that I could do to be there next to you. I'll be present now, any way I know how. Let's get entwined. I'll be yours and you be mine, wrapping up like vines. We can take our time.